are getting married, if you realize this two want to get married and they throw everything they have, lodo, basura, tierra, encima de ellos. Okay, that is before the wedding. No, no, exactly the same day. Why? Because they believe if they stick together in all this difficult moment, they will be a happy marriage. Okay, that is the tradition. Okay, so they can throw everything that they want to the couple. Okay, it's a
Great Wall
tradition.
of Bridesmaids, China. It's always good to know a friend has your back, especially when it comes to a potential partner. But in China, they are taking being a productive girlfriend to a whole new level. On the day of a Chinese wedding, the bridesmaids form a blockade around the bride. In order to get through her wall of friends, her future husband has to prove his love and devotion. How does he do this? He must follow every command from her bridesmaids, which usually involve giving them money, dancing, and performing for them. Once he proves his love, the bridesmaids give him the go-ahead to marry their friend. Talk about
Okay, yes. Did you listen to that one? Okay, so in China, they are the bridesmaids in a they stand together on a line and they make some commands to the groom, okay? Le dan algunas órdenes al novio en el novio las tiene que seguir al pie de la letra. And sometimes it's to give money, okay?
a stressful day for Chinese grooms. Tree wedding,
Okay,
India.
sorry. Okay, they give orders to the men, and the men has to fulfill all the orders that they are giving. And when the man does that, that's the meaning that he will do everything for the bride, and so they give the permission to get married. Okay, in India, it's different.
Yeah. How important is your zodiac sign to you? Is it so significant you would marry a tree to protect your future marriage? We are guessing not. That's why you should be happy you weren't born in India. Women born to a Mars-bearing astrological sign in India are said to be curses to the longevity of their future husband's life. The good news, there is a cure. All they have to do is marry a banana tree before their actual wedding. Once the tree and bride are betrothed, the tree is destroyed and the curse is broken. It shouldn't be a surprise that this is a controversial tradition, as it is believed it violates the rights of already oppressed women in India.
Okay, they believe that you were born with a zodiac sign, and it has to match with the same with the men. But if that it doesn't match, you get married to a tree before, and obviously after you get married with a tree, that destroys like the curse that they have. Okay, and they burn the tree. Ya la liberaron de la probablemente de la maldición, and then you are ready to get married with a man that comes from another zodiac sign. Okay, and the last one is
What a
Puerto
doll,
Rico.
Puerto Rico. If you've been to a Western culture wedding, there is a good chance you have seen a bride and groom wedding cake topper. That makes this next tradition a little less strange. In Puerto Rico, they place a look-alike doll of the bride on the reception table. The families of the bride and groom then place trinkets around the doll for good luck. But the newlyweds don't get to keep these little souvenirs. They are actually passed out to the guests of the wedding as thank you gifts for their presents. Similar to those goodie bags you used to get at your best friend's birthday parties, except we are guessing they have less candy and fake tattoos.
Okay. Now, the other one is in Puerto Rico, they put at the top of the cake. Okay, so there is a cake. It could be 3 or 4 different type of stitches in the cake. In the last one, they make a doll. Like the doll has to be very similar to the bride. And people inside on the top of the cake, they put some souvenirs. And it's not for the bride and it's not for the groom. It's for the rest of the people. And some of them are candies. Okay. So basically, this is all kind of different type of traditions that we have. Okay. And I give you the link of this one. Okay. So my questions at the beginning were, who do you think should pay for the wedding? Okay. If you're getting married in Guatemala, who pays for the wedding? En el caso de sus papás, ¿Quién pagó por la boda? ¿Se recuerdan? No? They haven't told you? No? Okay. We're going to go with the second one. Okay. This one. Okay. This is from United States. Okay. Can you see my video? ¿Pueden ver mi video? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, vamos a ir aquí. The idea is that this girl has it's like a wedding planner, and then she's giving you some advices. But at the beginning, she's explaining what is the tradition in United States. Who pays for what depends of the family. In this case, miren aquí. In this case, it says that this is the least traditional expensive for the Bremen. Okay, vamos a ver aquí.
All the costs of the rehearsal dinner, the marriage license, the transportation, the bride's bouquet, floral for all the groomsmen, floral for all of the immediate family on both sides.
This is for the groom. The groom has to pay for all this type of things. Okay, the groom's family. That means mom and dad. All the cost of the rehearsal dinner. Hay cena de ensayo, la licencia para casarse, porque pagan una licencia. Yo me quiero casar con tal persona o whatever, tengo que pagar una licencia porque para que me extiendan un permiso en donde sí me puedo casar. ¿Ok? Obviamente todo tiene que ser legal porque en Estados Unidos algunos estados varían. Entonces, si yo me quiero casar en Los Ángeles, me quiero casar en New York, cada uno tiene algunas diferentes leyes que cambian. Entonces, obviamente, tengo que sacar una licencia para poderme casar. Puede ser de que yo me haya casado en otro país y me quiera casar en Estados Unidos otra vez. ¿Ok? All of this, they pay the groom. ¿Ok?
And the cost of the officiant. The truth
And
is, I'm
this
a
is
luncheon.
for
All that's the bride's family traditionally. And then
this is for the
they
bride.
pay for
The bride family. The service of the wedding consultant, invitation and closure and weddings, and they pay everything that is in yellow. Okay? But also
music, the photographer, the entire reception, and maybe the bridal luncheon. All that's the bride's family.
Okay. And at the end, it has here, let's see. También tenemos al best man, groomsmen's usher expenses. ¿Quién creen que es el groomsman? El best man. ¿Cuál es el best man? ¿Quién creen que es el best man? El padrino. Okay? And it says it pays for the rental for the wedding, transportation, a bachelor dinner. ¿Qué es una bachelor dinner? ¿Han escuchado the bachelor party? ¿Cuáles son estas fiestas que se dan antes de que una persona se case? ¿Cómo se llaman esas fiestas?
Despedida de soltero.
Ajá, o de soltera. Okay, so the best man pays for that. El del hombre, ¿verdad? So let's go for the other girl. Okay, that shows a little bit here. Who pays for the, oh no, it doesn't say. But the idea of the video is they show all the traditional things that the family has to pay for it. Okay, the family of the man and the family of the woman. Okay, that is a tradition in United States. Okay, we're talking about, I wanted from United States because it's easier to find something and it's obviously related to English class. Okay, so I give you the second link. Now, the third video that I will show you, it's a kind of comments about millennials. Okay, so after a long time ago, or I don't know if in Guatemala it still happen, but probably it has changed. So they want to get married in United States, and the bride's family and the groom's family, they pay for some of the things. And now, because everything has evolved and everything has changed, okay, son millennials. ¿Quiénes creen que son los millennials? ¿Qué significa millennials? ¿Qué creen ustedes? ¿En qué año nacieron los millennials? Yo creo que la mayoría de ustedes son millennials. 20, 25 años, 18, yes? So you were born with another traditions, okay? Or you think very different from your mom and from your dad. And the next video talks a little bit about, because they think that probably they would like to have done things different in the way they did it. Okay, it says, why these millennials brides said a wedding isn't worth the money. Everything relates to the money. They believe that there is an average in United States how much a couple which are the expenses, how much is the cost of the whole wedding, and empieza desde los $35,000 hasta lo que usted quiera tener, millones, ¿ok? $35,000 al cambio. ¿Cuántos aquí en Guatemala de quetzales creen ustedes? ¿Se gastarían ustedes $35,000 en su boda?
No.
¿Cuánto hacen quetzales? Como unos 240,000, más o menos. ¿Sí? ¿Yes?
Yes.
Ok. ¿Se gastarían unos 250,000 quetzales en su boda?
No.
Probably no. Pero si el dinero no es un problema.
Depende si uno tiene trabajo.
Depende. Okay, so those are the typical traditions. Okay, so they were asking some millennials, people that they were born in another century, probably in another generation. Okay, what they think about this one. Okay, some of them they had traditional weddings, some others they're thinking about getting married. So some of the comments, and they put the amount of money that they spent in the wedding. Okay, so let's go for this one.
I felt really special here on my wedding day in June. Wow, everyone showed up to celebrate me? We had an epic Moroccan-American wedding. But I was also thinking in these moments, are we running behind? I really hope our guests aren't getting bored. How do I connect with this person in the 30 seconds we have? Ugh, I messed up. Then the night was suddenly over in what felt like an adrenaline-fueled blur.
A wedding is often said to be the best, happiest, or most important day of your life, which is how many justify spending around $30,000 on average in the US on one day.
For many, this rings true. I've never felt happier or more special than at my wedding.
For others, a wedding day is a mixed bag.
My wedding was not the happiest day of my life, pretty much far from it.
And the high cost has led some brides to question whether their wedding was worth the money.
I don't think a traditional wedding is worth the money.
I would have much rather.
A traditional wedding probably doesn't worth the money, it says. And they asking here, if you realize here,
I don't.
That's the type, that is the money that she spent on the wedding. $30,000 for 100 guests. And at the end, when everything happened at the end, they say, probably it doesn't worth it. Okay, como que no vale la pena el gastar tanto.
Think a traditional wedding is
in a traditional wedding.
I would have much rather saved that money for something else.
I don't know that I would say I totally regretted it.
But again, it's like mostly for everybody else to enjoy.
Here's what the wedding industry may not want you to know.
I am my dad's only daughter, and my dad wanted something more traditional. Now that we've lost my dad since then, I'm glad we did it the way that he wanted, even though I sort of regretted it in the interim. Could have bought a new car with that money, could have put a down payment on a bigger house with that money.
Rent that you can pay for an entire year. If we could probably have like 8 solid vacations,
Like Conway Ron in Amakawa, millennials and Gen Z are increasingly questioning whether a traditional wedding is worth the money. According to one report, the average cost of a wedding in the US in 2021 was $28,000, excluding the cost of an engagement ring. That's about the average debt for a bachelor's degree among student loan borrowers in the US.
They're comparing. Let's suppose that they are saying that you are investing. Well, I don't know if that is an investment. I don't know. But they are saying that the average wedding cost in United States is like from 28,000 quetzales, dollars, to 30. But es la misma cantidad de un préstamo estudiantil. Remember that in the United States you can ask for loans, por préstamos, para que le presten para estudiar una universidad. Después de que usted termine de estudiar la universidad, empieza usted a empezar a pagar la deuda que tiene. Entonces ellos hacen una comparación. Los millennials, ¿qué prefieren? Invertir en una boda de $28,000 o mejor invierten $28,000 en una carrera universitaria. ¿Ok? Entre costo, beneficio, beneficio, costo, porque así lo miran los millennials ahorita. ¿Ok? Not traditionally, but in this way. ¿Ok?
US, and it's nearly half the national average annual wage. And wedding costs are on the rise due to inflation and pent-up demand.
And they are saying that the weddings are going up, up, and up. That's why most of the people, they don't want to get married, probably. And another way is because there are a lot of customs that have changed, okay? Now, some people say, I don't want to get married, and they never get married. So they want to spend money on getting married. Another tradition could be, another point of view could be, I don't want to get married, but I want to live with someone. Okay? So they don't get married, but they live together. Okay? Other people might say they get married once and didn't work. They got married twice and didn't work. They got married third time and it didn't work. So they can get married as many times as they can. Okay? So it depends of your point of view, depends of your tradition, depends of your, I don't know, the money that you have. Okay. So have you thought about getting married? Yes or no? In general, have you thought about getting married? Yes. In the future? Probably yes, probably no. Okay. Now, they were also talking that with the money that they spend, it says I can pay for a vacation. I can pay for my university. I can pay for buying a new house. I can pay for a trip. Okay, some people they get married. They don't have a party, but they go on vacation. They go on a honeymoon. Okay? Everything is money if you realize about this. Okay? So let's go for the vocabulary. Okay?
Read and listen. The events.
An engagement. Get engaged. A marriage ceremony. Get married. A wedding. A reception. A honeymoon.
The people.
A fiancé. A fiancée. A bride. A groom. Newlyweds.
Now listen again and repeat.
An engagement. Get engaged. A marriage ceremony. Get married. A wedding. A reception. A honeymoon.
A fiancé. A fiancée. A bride. A groom. Newlyweds.
Okay. Are there any questions about the vocabulary? Okay. And let's suppose that you... Yes?
No, en la pronunciación me cuesta la diferencia entre los fianceses.
Okay, it's the same. Es la misma.
La pronunciación es igual, solo se escribe diferente.
Ajá. Entonces, cuando usted presenta a su prometido, le va a decir, he is my fiancé. Y la otra persona es hombre y le presenta a la prometida, le va a decir, she is my fiancé. Ok, usted comprende que es prometida o prometido, pero cuando usted escribe, sabe que fiancé solo con una tilde, para nosotros así le llamamos, y una E es el hombre y la mujer es con dos E. ¿Ok?
No. Sí.
It's exactly the same, okay? Now,
Miss,
yes?
sorry, groom and boyfriend is the same.
No. ¿Cuál sería la relación? Cuando ustedes se hacen novios, usted llama obviamente a su novio, ¿verdad? Te presento a mi novio, te presento a mi novia. Pero cuando usted ya está a punto de casarse, ustedes ya no van a ser novios. Entonces, a esa persona, cuando están en el altar ya, usted todavía son novio y novia, pero ya están al punto de casarse y ya van a ser esposos, él se convierte groom, que es novio, y ya se convierte en bride, que sería novia.
Okay.
Pero hasta que salen en el altar parados. Okay? Yes?
Thank you, Miss.
Okay. Another question? No? Okay, in a minute. Okay, there are a lot of people that they don't spend too much money on the wedding because they are saving it for buying a house, for buying a car. I don't know. Okay, probably. And now it is very common that your mom and dad, they don't give you, if they want, they can give you money. If they want to pay for the wedding, they pay. But it's very common that everything has changed. And it's very common to see that there's a lot of couples, okay, that they split the cost. Do you know what is a split? A split the cost. Half of the wedding is going to be paid by the groom, and half of the wedding is going to be paid for the bride. ¿Les parece esa idea o no? Que comparte, split the cost es, split es dividir, que dividan los costos. Si usted se quiere casar, que es usted el que se quiere casar, lo miran así, los de ahorita, ¿ok? Que esa es una versión muy coherente y rompe un poco de lo tradicional, porque todo va cambiando, va evolucionando. Entonces indican ellos que si somos dos adultos, nos queremos casar, ¿por qué pedir dinero a las demás personas si los interesados somos nosotros? Entonces lo correcto sería, y ya trabajamos, somos independientes, dividir los costos de la boda. La mitad la pago yo y la mitad la paga el novio. ¿Le suena eso lógico o no?
Sí.
Yes.
Yes.
¿Sería lo más sano para todos los involucrados? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That is the new idea of new people. Okay. Now, look at all everything. Have you gone to a wedding? ¿Han asistido a algunas bodas? Yes.
Sí.
No.
No, ok. Entonces, cuando le toque, le va a sonar familiar esto, ¿ok? Dice, read about wedding traditions in many English-speaking countries. How are these similar or different traditions to your country? So, in this case, it says, the bride, the first custom, durante todo el desarrollo de la boda, ¿ok? Hay varios costumbres, ¿ok? Entonces está aquí. The bride throws the bouquet after the wedding ceremony. The woman who catches it is believed to be the next to get married. ¿Eso lo hacemos aquí? ¿Lo han visto?
Sí.
Yes. ¿Y será que eso es superstición o creen que sí pasa de verdad? Que la persona que atrape el buque sí va a ser la persona, la siguiente en casarse. ¿Cree que eso es solo superstición?
Sí, superstición.
Probably. But we don't know, ¿ok? Y algunas que ni se quieren casar ni participan en eso, ¿ok? Solo por asegurarse, ¿ok? The newlyweds, they cut the cake together at the wedding reception. Have you seen that? They bring the cake, traen el pastel, and the husband and wife, ahora ya son husband and wife, they cut the cake together. ¿Han visto eso?
Yes.
En Guatemala? Yes, okay. And the other one, esto es un poquito más íntimo, en lo privado. It says, the groom carries the bride across the threshold through the doorway to their new home. Soon after the wedding, they go on their honeymoon. Okay? So, este es el umbral. Aquí, este threshold es umbral. Este es el marco de la puerta. Dicen que el novio carga a la novia, atraviesa lo que es el umbral, simboliza que el novio la lleva en los brazos, atraviesa la puerta y es porque van a estar juntos, que él, en este sentido, él trata de proteger a su esposa, ¿ok? I don't know if it's done or no. I don't know, okay? It's like a private situation in which there are two people, okay? Those are some of the traditions. Another tradition? ¿Alguna otra que se recuerden? No. Después vamos a ver. Se han dado, saben de que la novia tiene que llevar algo prestado, algo azul, algo rojo, puesto, ¿sí? ¿Han escuchado de esa tradición?
No.
¿No? Ok. Es otro tema que tocan aquí. Okay. So let's go for your book. Okay. Because we haven't finished. Okay. Vamos a ver si nos da tiempo todavía. It is very interesting. Weddings are very interesting. No because of the money, but because of the different symbols that they have around the world. Okay. Han estado presentes en ceremonias mayas de casamiento. Porque los mayas se casan diferente. ¿Sí?
Yes.
Yes. Han visto que son muy diferentes. Yes. Okay. Yes, they are different. Okay. And those are Guatemalan. Okay. Those are Guatemalan traditions. Okay. So you're going to listen to part of a reading, and it says, listen to the part 1 of the lecture about traditional Indian wedding. This is a traditional Indian wedding. Okay. Which of the statements best summarizes the information? So read the first part, and then you say, you have to choose. It's an Indian couple gets engaged long before the wedding. there's a lot of preparation before an Indian wedding, or an Indian wedding lasts for days. Okay, en Guatemala, ¿cuánto puede tardar una boda? La capital. Horas, ¿verdad? ¿Sí? Por el toque de queda. Puede empezar la boda la fiesta a las, o sea, a las 4 de la tarde, 5, y aquí ¿a qué hora tiene que terminar? ¿A qué hora creen ustedes que tiene que terminar la fiesta? Porque la hizo en
10, ¿no?
la hizo en un lugar donde obviamente es rentado, alquilado. 12. Hasta las 12 puede estar, dejan de consumir licor hasta las 12 y a las 12 se van. ¿Ok? Ahora, en el interior de Guatemala, ¿cuántos días puede tardar una boda?
Días.
Hasta 3 días. ¿Ok? Hasta 3 días puede. Y casi que está todo el pueblo invitado a la boda. ¿Ok? Y es diferente la costumbre. 3 días, cenan, desayunan, almuerzan y licor, cuanto usted quiera. ¿Ok? So it depends of their traditions. ¿Ok? So let's listen to the first part.
Listen to part 1 of a lecture about a traditional Indian wedding. Which of the statements best summarizes the information? Part 1.
In India, Hindu wedding traditions vary from state to state. But most families are known to go out of their way to make a wedding a huge celebration, which can last for as long as 5 days or more. It is common for wedding preparations to start a year before the actual date. After a couple gets engaged to be married, the date for the wedding is chosen very carefully based on the bride and groom's birthdays and other details to bring good luck. 2 days before the wedding, celebrations begin at the groom's home. This is called making the groom. Musicians visit his home as early as music. His relatives and neighbors come to see him. While there, they make decorations from mango leaves, which will later be used at the wedding ceremony. Next, someone washes the groom with coconut or olive oil. His face is painted with a black dot on each cheek and a spot between his eyes. Then an older person in the family offers the groom money as a gift. The bride goes through a ceremony before the wedding called making the bride. Her face, arms, hands, and feet are painted attractively by her relatives, leaving her skin a red color. This process takes many hours to do and requires a lot of patience.
Okay. So the first part, how would you describe it? A, B, or C?
B.
Okay. Yes, B. Because it says there is a lot of preparation before an Indian wedding. It is started a year before. And in the part of the reading, the second part, you're going to listen to the rest of the story, the rest of the listening, that it says that based on the year and the month, the bride and the groom, they were born, that is in the same day that you choose your marriage. ¿Ok? ¿Les gustaría casarse a ustedes en la misma fecha en que nacieron, ya sea el novio o la novia? ¿O no?
No.
Probably no. Okay? It's the tradition that they have in India. Okay? So we don't like it, but we have to accept it. As simple as that. Okay? Let's go for the second part.
Listen again to part 1 and circle the best way to complete each statement. Part 1.
In India, Hindu wedding traditions vary from state to state. But most families are known to go out of their way to make a wedding a huge celebration, which can last for as long as 5 days or more. It is common for wedding preparations to start a year before the actual date. After a couple gets engaged to be married, the date for the wedding is chosen very carefully based on the bride and groom's birthdays and other details to bring good luck. 2 days before the wedding, celebrations begin at the groom's home. This is called making the groom. Musicians visit his home as early as 4 in the morning and play traditional music while the groom's relatives and neighbors come to see him. While there, they make decorations from mango leaves, which will later be used at the wedding ceremony. Next, someone washes the groom with coconut or olive oil. His face is painted with a black dot on each cheek and a spot between his eyes. Then an older person in the family offers the groom money as a gift. The bride goes through a ceremony before the wedding called making the bride. Her face, arms, hands, and feet are painted attractively by her relatives, leaving her skin a red color. This process takes many hours to do and requires a lot of patience.
Okay, I don't know if you have seen in movies or you have read, but have you seen an Indian wedding? Have you seen an Indian wedding? No? ¿Han visto que algunas van cubiertas completamente y tienen como tatuajes en las manos? Yes? That is the painting the bride or making the bride. Okay? So a traditional Hindu wedding celebration can last for more than 2 or 5 days.
5.
5 days. Okay. The bride's and groom's birthdays are used to choose the engagement or wedding date.
Wedding date.
The wedding. Okay. Before the wedding, musicians visit the bride's or the groom's home.
Groom's home.
The groom's. And the groom or the bride is washed with oil. The groom. A él es el que bañan con aceite. Okay? An older relative offers the bride or groom money.
Groom.
Groom. ¿A quién le da el dinero? Al hombre. Okay? Relatives spend a lot of time painting the bride's or groom's skin.
Bride's.
Bride's skin. Okay? Very good. And now we're going to go to this one. Okay? Now, this is the part 2. Okay? Now listen to part 2 of the lecture. What is the information mainly about? The part 2 is the wedding ceremony, is the honeymoon, or the reception after the wedding. Okay? And also this one. Let's go to the letter C.
Now listen to part 2 of the lecture. What is the information mainly about? Part 2.
The wedding ceremony is usually held in the evening. When the bride and groom arrive, there's a lot of noise and music. Members of the family wash their feet and sprinkle flowers and water on them. The couple sits in chairs under a special roof made of leaves and flowers. While the bride is seated behind a cloth so the groom can't see her, the guests eat and enjoy the wedding feast. Then, when it's near the end of the feast, the cloth is removed and the music is played again. It's considered bad luck to sneeze at this moment. All the guests clap their hands while the music is playing. Then, one by one, the guests come to the couple and throw rice grains at their heads for prosperity. Everyone wishes the couple well. Then the couple gives each other rings made of flowers and handfuls of rice. The groom places a golden necklace over the bride's neck. Finally, the groom places a second necklace around the bride's neck to signify the end of the wedding.
Okay. Now, what is the number 2 mainly about? The wedding ceremony, the honeymoon, or the reception?
The reception after the wedding?
No.
The wedding ceremony.
Yes, the wedding ceremony. Okay. They exchange necklace. Okay. Le coloca el collar. Uno que simboliza amor, el otro que simboliza cuando ya se terminó la ceremonia y le da un puñado de arroz, ¿ok? Cuando tienen arroz, aquí se hace eso también. El arroz, ¿qué significa que le tiren a uno arroz? Ahí decía. Prosperidad. ¿En qué? En su matrimonio, ¿verdad? Ok. Number 2. Listen to part 2 and check the statement that are true. Relatives wash the bride's and groom's hands. True or false? ¿O qué es lo que lavan? The hands, what? They don't wash the bride's and groom's hands. They wash the what? The feet. Okay, those are the ones that are washed. Okay, the bride is seated behind a cloth to, sorry. Ya sé por qué no, sorry.
Listen again to part 2 and check the statements that are true. Correct the statements that are false. Part 2.
The wedding ceremony is usually held in the evening. When the bride and groom arrive, there's a lot of noise and music. Members of the family wash their feet and sprinkle flowers and water on them. The couple sits in chairs under a special roof made of leaves and flowers. While the bride is seated behind a cloth so the groom can't see her, the guests eat and enjoy the wedding feast. Then, when it's near the end of the feast, the cloth is removed and the music is played again. It's considered bad luck to sneeze at this moment. All the guests clap their hands while the music is playing. Then, one by one, the guests come to the couple and throw rice grains at their heads for prosperity. Everyone wishes the couple well. Then the couple gives each other rings made of flowers and handfuls of rice. The groom places a golden necklace over the bride's neck. Finally, the groom places a second necklace around the bride's neck to signify the end of the wedding.
Okay, now yes, you can get it. The bride is seated behind a cloth so the groom cannot see her. True or false?
True.
Yes, okay. So, está cubierta, está sentada atrás de una manta. Le ponen como una manta enfrente de la persona, de la novia. Y la puede ver el novio hasta que obviamente la ceremonia vaya pasando por cada una de las tradiciones que tienen, ¿ok? Relatives throw rice grains at the groom and at the bride. True?
True.
Okay. The couple gives each other rings made of flowers.
False.
No,
True.
it's true.
True.
Okay, ella le da un collar hecho de flores a él y él le da igual. Okay, and the groom places the flower necklace around the bride's neck. Si aquí dicen que sí, obviamente sí hay una flor, pero aquí, ¿cuál es el último collar que pone?
Blue and I just don't remember the other color. Red, creo que es.
A golden necklace. El golden necklace es un collar de oro. Eso simboliza también abundancia, ¿ok? Para ellos. ¿Ok? Any questions so far? Questions about this? tomorrow we see this part and we continue with the last part of the unit. And then we start with reviews, okay? Como les indiqué, este curso es un poquito más largo de lo normal. Terminamos mañana con lo que es la unidad número 7. Si nos da tiempo, iniciamos con repasos. Si no, vamos con repasos, obviamente, de cada unidad, ¿ok? Esos repasos van a ser de cada unidad. Y estaríamos con repasos los días. Solo déjenme cambiar esto aquí, que no me deja. Estaríamos con repasos. Mañana terminamos la unidad 7. El 10 tenemos descanso, 10 de mayo, miércoles no tenemos clases. Haríamos repaso lo que es jueves, viernes, lunes y martes, porque su examen es el 17 de mayo. ¿Ok? Estos últimos 4 días serían de repasos. ¿Alguna duda del tema de hoy?
No.
¿No? Okay.
No.
Now you know how much is a wedding. So if you're planning to get married, you're supposed to have enough money. Okay? Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow, okay? Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.